What's going on, guys? So I am super excited today because I have something very special to unbox. Now, I'm sure a lot of folks have seen the reveal video of the new BTBRV tongue weight scale. This is a collaboration with etrailer and one of their manufacturers to produce a tongue weight scale that is kind of the second generation of one that they already had. Now, there were a lot of cool perks, and I was up in St. Louis showcasing it to you all, demonstrating it on a trailer, but I never actually owned one myself as far as having one in my shop that I can use whatever I want to use it. And today we are going to unbox my new BTBRV etrailer collaboration tongue weight scale here on the channel and show you how it's received, as well as do some testing. Okay, so we are taking the scale out. Check that out. BTBRV, BigTruckBigRV tongue weight scale. That is the product code, BTBRV 001. That 001 should signify something to you, it being the first in a lineup of products that will soon come out. All of these in collaboration with my channel sponsor, etrailer.com, along with this really cool water-resistant bag with the BTBRV branding on it. So if you buy this specific scale, the Gen 2 scale, that part number, you will get this bag included with it. And I think once you receive this setup, you're going to realize that the bag is actually a really nice bag, and probably something that would sell for a lot more if you were going to buy it, say, on Amazon or somewhere else. But all of this stuff is exclusively through my channel sponsor, etrailer.com. They helped design it, and they helped me manage the manufacturing process as well. etrailer is also the ones who will be supporting any warranty related issues, and according to them, they've put a lifetime warranty on this product, so I'm pretty happy about that. Okay, so we have the bag out of the bag, and this is what it looks like. Really cool, kind of semi-compact bag, really nice rubberized texture to it, just very nice. And that is to house the scale, which is in the box still. So first thing first, whenever you open it up, you're going to see this important safety steps. And this basically says to ensure that your trailer is on flat level ground, pull the trailer forward 5 feet to settle the suspension. And we'll talk about that here in a second. Chalk the tires front and back, and failure to follow these guidelines may result in the trailer's sudden shifting, which could lead to serious injury, even death. Now, there is a reason why this is super important, and this step may or may not be super important, but we'll explain why here in a second. Next, we have our instructions, overview of the product. Very cool. Do not exceed 2,000 pounds, which means this scale will work with about 99.99% of travel trailers and most conventionally towed trailers on the market. All right, check this out. So if you order one of these, this is, I'm guessing, how you'll receive it. The scale is protected with some cardboard in a very nice exclusive color with this really cool logo on it, and a scale that says BTBRV. Check that out. Plus, look at the designations. Now, that quarter ton, half ton, 1 ton, or 3/4 ton and 1 ton designation aren't applying to truck sizes. They simply indicate where on the scale you're at a quarter ton, half ton, 3/4 ton, and 1 ton. But if you kind of focus in on where those numbers are, they could kind of lead you towards understanding what type of truck you might want to get. But that's not a guideline for that, so just keep that in mind. Love how this thing's designed. Just check that out. Aluminum up top, aluminum right here, with a really nice steel base right here, which I know a lot of people appreciate. You got 4 little spots here where you can adjust this up. That said, check this bad boy out. This thing is super cool, and I think it's going to help a lot of people whenever it comes to setting up their trailer properly for weight and balance and understanding where weight's distributed. It gives you a very quick reading and understanding of where your weight currently is, even if you don't have your tow vehicle, if you have multiple trailers, or even if you're shopping for RVs and you just want to understand what the tongue weight might actually be versus what the manufacturer may be telling you. Okay, so you've seen that I've brought a new player to the field right here. This is actually a digital crane scale. This thing is accurate to a half a pound. It goes up to 3,000 pounds, and we'll show you an interesting way to check the accuracy of the new BTBRV tongue weight scale. Before we get into that though, I want to answer a few questions about the BTBRV scale. First and foremost is the folks over at eTrailer do provide a lifetime warranty on this. Now, it is a limited lifetime warranty, which means you can't destroy it, you can't bang it up, you can't break it. It's basically if there's any type of failures in the performance, assuming it hasn't been abused, right? So that's first and foremost. Secondly, a lot of people are asking me why this scale is so much less expensive than the Generation 1 scale that eTrailer still sells. The reason is because I specifically told them the price point I wanted this to be at after we had developed the product. The margins on something like this for a company like eTrailer are going to be less than what most companies would put on a product. It was really important to me to make sure that this product was affordable to anybody who wanted to get it. So originally it was going to be like $219.95 or something like that. I told them that's more than I think one of my customers should pay for it. We originally talked about putting it under $200 at $199, but then they came back and said, you know what? We can get it down to $179, and that's the reason why you're seeing it at $179. Now, included is this bag, and this originally was going to be sold as an aftermarket accessory. So basically you get this, and if you want the bag, you pick up the bag. It was going to be like 20 bucks. I said, you know what, if they get this scale, we really need to include the bag. I want them to have some means of protecting it and stowing it and keeping it from getting damaged or keeping it from getting beaten up, because a lot of people are going to put this in the bed of their pickup truck, or they're going to put it in a toolbox with other stuff. You still want to protect this because that is glass and you don't want to break that. So I would highly recommend actually just keeping the piece of cardboard that came with it and wrapping it around there whenever you throw it in the bag, just to offer a little bit of extra protection. But that's the story behind the price. The goal ultimately for me was to make this super affordable, while at the same time giving you the peace of mind that it's being backed up by a phenomenal company. And eTrailer backs this up. They actually helped in the process of developing this. They helped in the process of working with the manufacturer to get this thing put together. And I can't thank them enough for it. I would not have been able to bring this to market if eTrailer wasn't there directly by my side, helping me, collaborating with me, and managing a lot of those processes for me. I love the powder coating. That red is absolutely awesome. The anodized aluminum kind of faux ball up here, which is designed to fit into any size coupler. Well, basically your 3 common size couplers. Looks really, really good. I love the aluminum main housing right here. It's just a really, really cool product, and I can't be proud enough to say that this is the first product that will bear the BTBRV brand. Many more to come. So I hope that answers the questions. There's one final question. Some folks asked, is there going to be a coupon code or something available? There will not be, because of how low the price is on this product by itself. Now, I know some people are going to try to compare it against other products on the market, which is fine. There's other products that do similar things. There's other products that might work with you in a better way for your specific usage, perhaps. But I think that this is a really, really great adjustable universal product that you can use with all sorts of different trailers. It's easy to carry. If you already own like a B&W tow and stow or a bulletproof hitch or some other hitch, you may not want to have to switch to a different style of hitch just to get your weight. And this is going to be something that's super easy, convenient, and doesn't even require your tow vehicle to be there whenever you're trying to figure out what your tongue weight is, which I can really appreciate. But whenever it's stowed, you drop it down, put it inside of your bag, and zip it up. I mean, check that out. Is that not cool? It fits perfectly inside of the bag. The bag's going to protect it pretty well, and it gives you a great place to stow it when you're done using it. So pull the scale out. Now, on to the testing aspect of this, because I know a lot of people are going to want to know how well it actually performs and how accurate it is, because that's a big deal. I did have a question where somebody said, if this thing ever comes out of calibration, is that covered under warranty? And the folks at eTrailer said, if you buy this scale, they're going to take care of you. So the answer is yes, that is covered under the warranty. Unless you overload the scale. If you put over 2,000 pounds worth of weight on this thing, you're technically going beyond what it's capable of, and you can probably damage the gauge in here, or possibly leak fluid out, or do something else. There shouldn't really be any scenario where the typical RV owner is going to go over 2,000 pounds on top of this. I can't really think of any unless somebody has just a crazy, crazy heavy travel trailer. For instance, I would not put a living vehicle on this. I would not put the coupler of a living vehicle travel trailer on this. With a travel trailer weighing 18,000 pounds, you're probably going to have 2,200 to 2,600 pounds worth of weight. That's too heavy for this. And that's really not the type of trailer you would haul behind your typical truck anyways. So just keep that in mind. But what we're going to do is we're going to, again, test this against this. This right here has been calibrated to be within 1/2 pound accuracy up to 3,000 pounds. So we're gonna hook this up again in a very interesting way, and we're gonna see if the reading on here is indeed the reading that this is displaying, or close to it. Boy, it's hot outside. Anyway, so we are out here with the Forest River Surveyor and the John Deere mini excavator. And we have an interesting way of comparing these two scales. So the crane scale is designed to lift something up and to give you the weight. And we're going to do it a little differently, right? So we have the tires chalked, at least on that side, where I might put something over here just to be safe. And we are going to put the hook under the coupler, drop the weight down onto the hook, and see what the crane scale gives us. And then we'll get the weight back off of it. We will put the BTBRV tongue weight scale underneath the coupler and see what reading we get from that. So it should be a relatively similar reading, hopefully, but we'll find out. We're going to start with the crane scale, assuming it's the exact accurate reading that we're going to want to take, kind of our baseline. So let's see what happens. Okay, so we have the scissor jacks raised up on all four corners. We have the hook underneath the coupler, and everything should be good to go. We have the excavator running just to maintain pressure in the lines. Let's go ahead and drop the tongue weight down and see what happens. Okay, the tongue's off of the ground, and it shows that we are at 643 pounds, roughly. Pretty dang close, 644. So basically 643 to 644 pounds. Let's go ahead and get the hook off of it and put the Big Truck Big RV tongue jack underneath there and see what it tells us. The new Big Truck Big RV tongue jack underneath here. We'll put it on its fourth notch right here. And we will drop the weight down. Okay, so we are at, check that out, 650 pounds. 650 pounds on the BTBRV tongue jack scale. I would say that is pretty dang close. So I think anybody has to admit that's pretty dang close. So we had 643 to 644 and a half. So let's just take the average, 640 on the digital crane scale, which is pretty much inaccurate up to 1/2 pound. And we compared it to the new BTBRV scale, pretty much right out of the box, 650 pounds. That's pretty dang close. That's pretty dang impressive considering I'm comparing a hydraulic scale to a digital scale. And this uses a load sensor, which is entirely different. And that's a very, very, very accurate type of sensor. That's pretty much what's used on like postage meters and things like that. So to have a scale that's off by 7 pounds, eTrailer says that it's about a 25-pound possibility in terms of inaccuracy on this one. But in this case, we're about 6 to 7 pounds off. That's pretty dang good. I mean, I gotta admit, that is a lot better than even what I thought. I thought that we would probably be closer to 20 or 30 pounds off. Super, super awesome. Love the product, love the way it looks, love the way it turned out. I love the fact that eTrailer is going to be the one that is selling it, distributing it, taking care of warranty related issues, taking care of shipping, all of that stuff, because they are a phenomenal company, and they will even tell you if they don't think this is the right product for you. I mean, you gotta love that about a company, right? They will go out of their way not to sell it to you if they don't think it's the right product for you. One quick safety tip, and it's on the instructions, but the reason why I want to highlight it is because it's a very important safety tip and I don't want any confusion here. The reason why the instructions in the box say to pull the trailer forward about 5 feet is because perhaps you had to pull your trailer, back it in at an extreme angle to get it where it needs to go. Perhaps your truck was right here and you had to back it in like this. I think we've all seen on RV dealership lots and at RV shows how sometimes you look at the tires and it looks like one's like this and the other one's straight. That's typically because they used a forklift to get get it where it needs to go, and they might have simply went like this and then stopped and decoupled from it. The reason why that can be dangerous is because your hubs and your axles and your tires are under pressure. You've basically squeezed them like this and they're bending, and they want to release that energy. And if you don't pull your trailer forward to get rid of that energy and you try to hitch up, the minute the weight comes off of the front tongue jack, the whole trailer is going to want to shift in the direction that that energy is trying to pull it. So it's really important that you don't have any stored energy in your running gear on your trailer before you use this. Because again, what can happen is you put your BTBRV tongue weight scale underneath there, you start to take pressure off of your tongue jack, and the minute pressure comes off and goes on the scale, the whole trailer wants to shift to one side. That's another reason why you also just barely want to lift the tongue jack up enough to get a full reading on the scale. Oftentimes it's less than 1/4 of an inch. You just want to know that you've lifted it up enough that the scale registers and it's no longer moving, and then stop right there. Because if something were to happen, maybe a big gust of wind, maybe a tire chalk worked its way loose and your trailer shifts, you want it to land on the front tongue jack and you don't want it to topple over. So that's the reason why those instructions are in there. If you pull it forward about 5 feet, it just releases any of the energy that's stored inside of your running gear, and it prevents it from dramatically wanting to shift side to side the minute you take your tongue jack off the ground and put the weight on the scale. In some cases, you don't need to do that, right? Like where we're at here, we backed it straight in. So there's no stored energy right there at all. I didn't have to worry about that. But in some cases, you will have that stored energy, and you want to keep that in mind. Anyways, guys, I couldn't be prouder of the product that we released together. Collaboration between my channel, eTrailer, and this is just a really phenomenal product, and I think that you'll get a lot of life out of it, a lot of use out of it, and so many more applications than you probably thought necessary, as well as the ability to take this to your buddy's RV and have a kind of little wager on who you think might be correct when it comes to how much tongue weight is actually being transferred. Maybe you can even charge them for the service. Anyways, there will be a link to this in the description of this video. I sure hope you enjoyed this video. There's a lot going on here. This thing took over 1.5 years to bring to market. A lot of research, a lot of development, and a lot of different versions of it that ultimately didn't meet what we were looking for in terms of build or maybe function, and we needed to go back to the drawing board. So super proud of what we came out with. Can't thank the folks over at eTrailer enough. Again, I will put a link in the description of the video if this is something you may be interested in. I sure hope you enjoyed the video, and if you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, and we'll talk to you again very soon.